Mame fa say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de o se dem yopo.
Memobi biara kwa ba eba PENDREAM TV. Bobie Ansah din sembe do ja o che se wo ye NPP ni na se nya bro ani brani o time na ewo mu a within this 5 months any kwan say ubia NPP ni bia ebi na no eka asembone ana say ensema enye efa president elect John Dramani Mahama ho na nana adodan kwa akofado oni ni ministers bebrebe no krampo no ade papa bia ni ho a omotumi ye eboa oman no ensema hodo bi kabe ho na Bobie Ansah ede tudwa kame ho ne nkotie ne nsem no enjiremu subscribe na share di ma afoforo ensa enkabi
me say so we MPP media practitioner na nya ni bre ene otan ene bone ahoya na wo mu a there is no way within this 5 months you will sit down and talk trash and insult John Mahama. No, you won't do it. Yes, I won't feriadie umwadie. Feriadie umwadie. Sani ateto, sani awowo. You can't tell me. So within the 5, obi the 56 ministers, obi you 125, or the boss now why, or the boss now why, or the boss now why. Wafake kanokure oye baba baby a wote no kanokure and now to aduane say forget about a year when people know away no oko felo gas ye say abanfo etu kwai passion air omate so 10%. This say no, omni bibia can't no omni adane personal attacks, personal issues, personal attacks. And no be set in your fe, no be mpaboa fe. They don't have anything to say. Omo to make argument bia. And no be as Magdal McConney or say Royal Umbrella rice na 750 per bag, but say 580. 580. Sister Kwabna, Bobie then advise your younger brother Attäcking. Look, let me say this. Attäcking is my brother. I will never sit here and claim Attäcking is not my brother. Enya politics in Tina maybe you ama. No, I mean, this is the second time I have said this. I won't do it. We know each other from way back. And at a point in time, Attäcking support to you. Yanedi now pay. And then they want support to what? Yanedi won't pay. Yes, that is nature. And we must respect a man for opinion. The same way so you see, when you are supporting us, the same way as no you see. If you can counter him, you counter him. But I mean, we should so yenja obia no obia enye de woye. Yenja obia no. So far as I mean, say or cancel defamation, you can go to court. You can go to court. But the point is, I have received so many messages. And then me control dey be minuanom and this for be didi matem na mortgage NDC with minuanom no. The fact that Obi when this money or Attäcking problem doesn't mean I should have a problem with him. How? Why? So ofri NDC musa kwa MPP no. Oh no, ye na adwuma na me so me ye ma adwuma. We meet, we chat, we laugh, and we walk away. In this and this year, we near. At the end, I say, I'm headache, so be tiny baby and a juma. What do I care? I can only disagree with him on issues. It ends there. Yeah, we are a coffee bakumu. That's all. Yes, if you come and tell me Attacking is better, yeah, I believe it. But it doesn't warrant me to have an issue with him. But we can disagree. We can disagree. Why? At the end of the day, your friend say, Otiko Jaba. And yan nuane your friend say, Yebra Jo Mahama nom. Ni nuane omo. Ane Mutabawa. But they go to the same house. But they have different political opinions. Otiko Jaba atemidie bena. Otiko Jaba crowd and then in your director ni moja ene Jo Mahama. Otimi di dinner time to sakola. But they go to the same house. They go and sit down and eat, chat and laugh. Ebi kura favors bi wo Otiko Jaba benya o JM ho a mi Bobie minya. Ebi a favors bi wo Otiko Jaba atemidi a wadi Jo Mahama nyina no obenya sesie ya me no ka se ya mi Bobie me kosoro ba for minya sa favor bi da. So at least Sénselëss kwabna makacho ye nyina kwabna ya asantefo oye nua. You can only disagree with him. It ends there. Why? No more makano so omodo do omo pa ti emobi n2 fo ema onko ya de a enye. Yes, on disagree there. I disagree. Williams. So betimi akonifi akobono de a kobono. Yane de mi nsu kwai. So betimi anante akọ Attacking fi akọbona ko sa ko no ojira wa sa bomi a no abono now ko anyway let's move on. Me say senye ahoya any otan a and I would dare your friend say and da no prices dropped. Passing air, starting from 17th June, Ochna, and 17th, and a Dahano, a Daha, Eddie, and a Dahano, the two I say. Untiminya Hoshe, and ye. To me, Minianum Gordon, as a Bediaco, Quacuda, a Kwame Frifa, and near Moaka. Say move go through passing air. Je madam romanti ya titi say who. Dia kan dia mobu na afuo ana asem wo ana mo huru dia monye. Ene minua kwa me free for say o pray wa konyo hye enu asem mi so enansem mi so video bi wo de NPP mpanifo no so munye ne yie nam say wona kekakọ mo party na mo nchichiri ne yie agu NPP ne agu. Passion announces fare reduction across all destinations. Radin kamebrofo ba kwa adia ni nie Vivian upon this will say, yay. Agu. I didn't come a fear. Yeah, Kakuduru was through. Kwagu, Messi Kwagu, I didn't ajiagu. Kwagu, for now, Momoya Basso. Kwagu, for now, Momoya Basso. Momo. Kwagu, go through person air. I never read it. Passenger announces fare reduction across all destinations. Passenger is delighted to announce a reduction of up to 10% in airfares across all our domestic routes. This fare adjustment comes in response to the recent strengthening of the cedi against major foreign currencies. Bam, I no go inside again. Kwaku weni aka no, kwaku dawro weni aka no. Dia aka ni nyina wa woni God mu ani abre no personal issues dem wani abre. Bring your figures. Bring your figures in 2017. Now these funny figures mra. Bring your figures. Oya ne say, and this year ne say, ukra 125 ministers. Still not Jeffrey Wonsem. Okoka say afi kwa me kwache kra be fra rupia ko kumase ene tamale yatitu su say hu tactics and wisdom. Nathaniel, thank you. Tactics and wisdom. On mine ye di nyansa ne bu mine yemfa propaganda ni jimi ne nkwasi akeka. Yemfa propaganda ene jimi ne nkwasi akeka da bi ye di adwene ene bu mine. Me pacho kwaku dawro minua wadaruma Fritz almost say ratings no it will say pacho Mahama is the whole it will say modi ya kodru junkie for economy ni ete ho wo krom ha me say mo pa yen hwe records mu fom na fe de yen kokrom na yen fa street a friend say politics and to form what the electricity kwa akoya conditionality tariffs etija na wo kasa now today and that down Fitch upgrades Ghana's credit score to B. NDA. And you see, we have a reason why some of us ye say, oh, yeah, Kwame, na betu aba na me assembly wa say even if NDC wini no msi Bobie ni bibia di jaw no mutimi rani omani ye kra I'm fine, I'm okay, and that is why some of us we are not angry, and I don't know why I should be angry. At least and I me call mampo I mean now for me one NPP I mean no mu nyina na ye nyini ye from why ye di agro boom ye tiwa na utimi say kwabra John de nyame anim ne kwabra John na me catch them. I told you guys. I told you say adwuma no e wo form adwuma no wo form. Yeah. Russia and Ukraine me mamu two analysis per me wia meje mama a divine kroma ne a friend say Charles McCarthy no my omadwuma me ma two Russia Ukraine war enyama akufuado any baomia edi ye we wiase tie baomia city depreciation baomia list key causes of economic strain me pacho yanko obi a wotie me o de ko
we had to undertake a major banking
me wia me the best send kwaku dawro me the best send ayiminu akatachie na me the send eye godin asare bedi akon
banking
me wia me the best
crisis reform that we consolidated a number of banks. At that time, 2018, 2019, this cost almost close to $7 billion for the country to save the banking system. Almost $7 billion. Now, the choice that was available was either you let the banking system collapse or you save it. There was really no middle way. Whose deposits were you going to let go? And we had to save the banking system and the deposits of 4.6 million people. Of course, we also had COVID come in at the end of 2019. And we had the worst economic depression since the 1930s in the global economy. And COVID had its major impact. Of course, from the president's point of view at the time of COVID, the emphasis was to save lives and was not on fiscal discipline. And so we had to basically focus on saving lives at great fiscal cost. But before we could know it, Russia and Ukraine also came to add to our troubles. And we are dealing with those issues. So fiscal discipline really is the ability of government to balance revenues and expenditures. And when discipline is not maintained, expenditures inevitably exceed revenues, and that creates a deficit. Following where we are.
Elisa, we nyina na me di asende menuanom. Omo bi wo untumi Bobie wo Bobie wo setting the records. Me kura meko akobbo. Adian ne say enokre enokre. Uya no bibia enye. Obi na ka che say on Russia Ukraine. So even they couldn't manage the fiscal policy, neither they managed to save lives. COVID they couldn't do say. Well, went me was say the any call how to hold on to the economy and blah 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 and crofo. Still more spending and crofo. While you were spending, crofo basa ukroma COVID no so ekufu adu ne kofa bae. Bo ekufu adu de enema emame. Wase bomb ba ku bia to a muntie de ekufu adu ka kire bomb ba ku bia to Ukraine a hit your pocket. That time near your inflation 54%. Na dollar na Jeffrey omonsem na bibia akọ endinkane Iran and Iraq na Mahama and Professor Jenana Opokwa be catch say bomb bia when grade eja bomb hypersonic missiles ya dey chese ke two button na rubber bi na tinita tai atina form two na sa dia daso no na atino say dia board so dey two red light no.
2 years ago, our world came to a thundering halt as we cowered from a health pandemic, from an unknown malicious virus, coupled with a devastating global economic pandemic. High budget deficits. 2 years ago, our world came to a thundering halt as we cowered from a health pandemic, from an unknown malicious virus, coupled with a devastating global economic pandemic. High budget deficits were no longer concerns of only developing nations. By 2021, COVID-19 had pushed Africa into the worst recession for half a century. A slump in productivity and revenues, increased pressures on spending, and spiraling public debts confronted us without relent. As we grappled with these economic challenges, Russia's invasion of Ukraine burst upon us, aggravating an already difficult situation. It is not just the dismay that we feel at seeing such deliberate devastation of cities and towns in Europe in the year 2022. We're feeling this war directly in our lives in Africa. Every bullet, every bomb, every shell that hits a target in Ukraine hits our pockets and our economies in Africa. Every shell that hits a target in Ukraine hits our pockets and our economies in Africa.
Oh, now our Sénselëss sika no awia no. ɛna ɔkɔka kyerɛ ɔmo sɛ yɛto bomb baako biara ɛbɔ Ghana ni pocket yɛnka yɛasɛm yɛnka sɛ yɛakeka kwaku da wuro nti waa ntimi nua ketewa ti wo mfɛre
yɛde nsɛm nyinaa ebesi ha yɛda wase sɛ wonya bra kan ho yɛde nsɛm nyinaa bana wiye subscribe to the channel no like na share dwumadi no ma afoforo ensa enkami makra ebeshia in the next video
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase na so far so good say open online portal e wo Ghana nipa share nipa follow nipa comment here to my best of knowledge without any biases PENDREAM TV